Okay, guys, since surgery is still not happening, doesn't mean the reviews have to stop. Um, so I did pick up another figure that was on my must-have list or what have you out of the three figures that I'm still short for Black Series. So I did find one at a toy show just this past, not Sunday, sorry, Monday for Labor Day. There was a toy show. So hold on, guys, and we'll get into that figure. Hey everybody, Papa Gord here, and yeah, like I said in the intro, found one of the three figures that I am missing for the Black Series, and it is number 16, Princess Leia in a Salacious, or not Salacious Crumb, Bib Fortuna, but there you go, you can make it out there, Boushh, or I guess some people like to say Boushh. To each their own. I tend to say Boushh, and that's just me. So anyways, so this was one of the ones that I always knew I was missing. It was the Phase 1 Clone Trooper number 14 and the original TIE Pilot are the other two that I don't have that I kind of forgot about. But this one, it's such an iconic part of Return of the Jedi. So yeah, it's kind of can't believe I forgot. I would read you the little blurb, but there's no blurb on these. But again, this box style with the blue stripe or the orange stripe, these are my favorite box style. I like the extra little art that they put in and what have you. So there we go. And I know this figure takes a lot of heat, and there she is. I honestly, besides the fact that this looks nothing like Carrie Fisher, this sculpt reminds me of an actress called, I believe it's Wendy Mackey. She was in that David Spade series, Just Shoot Me. As soon as I see this face, I automatically think of her. So I'll put up a picture, and see if you see it as well. If you see the resemblance, let me know down in the comments. But yeah, this figure's got a lot of stuff in some people's eyes that are a lot going against it. I honestly like the figure for the most part. I'm just gonna leave the helmet on this one. Plain and simple. That fixes one of the major issues. The other being size. There's a definite size thing, but that brings up another point, I guess. If she were to go into Jabba's palace, kind of this size, do you think that would send up a lot more red flags that she's like a very small bounty hunter? I don't know. That's, again, my opinion. This is kind of the way I look at it. Like I always say with a lot of these figures, it's great that we have them opposed to not having them. So we'll break her down. So the original character, from what I've read, is originally from, I think, Uba 4. And Maz Kanata is the one who actually suggests to Leia that this outfit may suit her for freeing Han from the clutches of Jabba the Hutt as he's been frozen in carbonite. Boushh does get offed by the Black Sun because he tries to blackmail them. And again, from what I've kind of read, was that Jabba knew that it wasn't the real Boushh, that Boba Fett tipped Jabba off, saying that that the real Boushh isn't around anymore. So yeah, so that's kind of what I got from some of the some of the reading I did a little bit. So if you go strictly by movies, the character was created in '83 specifically for Return of the Jedi. You don't really get any backstory on how she acquired the bounty hunter outfit, but we just kind of went with it. You know, there wasn't a whole lot of thought back then about, geez, how did they get that outfit? It's like Lando with his skiff guard outfit, right? And then we saw the Solo movie, and we saw the outfit in the movie. So I think detail-wise is, you know, it looks like Boushh. It's got the fabric goods on the back, kind of like a Boba Fett side cape, whatever you want to call it. She does come with this little backpack, which is a separate piece that you can take off. Really nothing to it, just a pig in the back, and that's all she wrote. A little bit of yellow and red detailing on the one side, and a little bit of red on the back. The color scheme's not too bad. You know, it does have this kind of bandolier that goes up and around, which the cloth goods is attached to right there. And other than that, it's kind of typical articulation with the older figures. She does get all the way around. Doesn't quite achieve 90. Pretty darn close for the arms. I'll give it 90. You can see the paint. Again, have to be very careful because these are painted. So I do know that it will wear over time. It's like looking at that first Rey figure. It has kind of that porcelain doll look to it. Then I'm very, very cautious of touching that repeatedly, or putting weapons in her hands or whichever, because a lot of the paint just flecks off. And then on her bandolier, there is this little notch that holds one of her accessories, which really just looks like a black piece of plastic, but it is a thermal detonator. And let's see if I can get it. Oh, yeah, there we go. No, we didn't get it. Okay, well, this is one thing that's... There we go, I got it there. See? Right there. So, for something being so small, there is a little bit of silver paint around the side, and that's, for the most part, pretty much it. This is going right back in the box as soon as I'm done with this review, because, again, I know a lot of people, this is the first thing that gets lost. So, you know what? I mean, it does peg on pretty tight, so maybe we'll try the rest of the review with this still on. So, and then with her legs, she gets great bend, so she can kick probably higher than her backside. Gets kind of her lower back going on. And then got some little detailing on her funky boots going on here on both sides. And not the softest of goods on her lower kind of skirt thing, but I mean, it is not very ladylike when it's kind of parted on the middle in the front. Just saying. I definitely think that this figure overall is in need of a redo. Do not archive update it. It needs more than an archive update. I think, although really you change out the head and maybe, I don't know, this is the biggest problem. I still think that's the biggest problem. I don't really have an issue with the size so much. Now I'm going to use one of her weapons, which we'll get into in a minute, and point out, if you look here at this knee, nice and fine, you look at this knee, and it is not good. I think my knee is upside down. I know the steps to probably fix this, but I don't feel comfortable enough giving it a shot with some hot water and kind of popping the knee out, turning it the other way, and then snapping everything back in, because it's not like I can find this figure at my corner store. So I'm not going to run the risk of it. Honestly, it bugs me, but not enough to really do anything about it. And I think when I do my Jedi scene, she may just kind of be off to the side, that maybe I might be covering part of her leg up. I don't really know. But yeah, it still functions. It still bends. She still gets all of her range. It's just, yeah, it's not great. I'm going to put her down for a half a second. So we did talk about her thermal detonator, so that's one of her accessories. And then we get her lance. And there's not much to it. It is straight black, nothing to highlight any of the details or anything on this. You can see some subtle markings and stuff on it, but it is tipped with apparently is what's called a shock blade, which I guess that's what that's supposed to be. So again, we remember seeing her walk in holding it when she's got Chewie all cuffed up and claiming the bounty on Chewbacca to get the whole ball rolling to free Han Solo out of his carbonite, and we all know how that turned out. So that is one of her accessories. Again, thermal detonator. Second accessory. Third accessory is the helmet, Boush's helmet. And I think the detail looks really good on this piece. I think they did a nice job with it. It's fairly soft that I don't think, I've taken this on and off a few times. Again, I do plan on leaving the helmet on, but because you always got to worry about the paint rub. I will show you an issue I have with mine and with this helmet, but you know, apparently it is got a head bracket equipped with a Vision Plus scanner, which I am assuming is what this piece is right here, and then also a built-in targeting laser, which again I would assume that is. It also has like a voice scrambler, which you hear Leia, you know, the little bit of talking that she does when she's in Jabba's palace to disguise her voice. So yeah, it's cool. I dig it. I love the look of the helmet. So there we go. And again, I think it looks really nice. It looks good. It looks like how it should. You know, give her lance. And put the thermal detonator in the other hand, really. Again, I'm just concerned it's just going to roll right out. So I'm not going to leave it. I'm not going to leave it there. It's just box it's going to go. But this is the issue I have, and again, if you guys have her, let me know down in the comments. Okay, didn't do it that time, so which is good. I find if I take the helmet off, it usually pulls her head off at the same time. So it does take a little doing to, apparently not this time, but the last few times that I've tried to do it, I've had to be very careful and try to wiggle it a little bit, which could put a little bit of stress on the paint. But again, I think the paint job's good on it. So overall, if you're a completionist or your original trilogy, this is a must-have figure. Granted, it does have some problems. Complain as you want to about the size, because I don't even have a guy figure. I've got Goldar, so, but I mean, Goldar looks bigger than anybody anyway. But again, just to go side by side, yeah, would it make more sense to have her this size in this disguise? Maybe, but I think it goes with the whole impersonation. If she does look like she's the size of a guy, maybe there's like lifts in the boots or something to make her look taller and more mannish. But anyways, she is a must for my collection. I don't know about yours. I'm so looking forward to an item that was a custom make from a subscriber, David. Can't wait for that. And I think she is going to fit that custom piece very, very well. And this is going to be my first kind of scene setup that I'm going to build around this piece that David has made for me. So that'll be an upcoming video. But again, the helmet, I think, covers up most of the issues that people have with her. Again, besides the size thing. And that's going to do it for myself, for Leia in her Boushh disguise. Potato, tomato, whatever floats your boat. I love the fact that I finally have her. I did come across the TIE Pilot at the same show, but it came down to who I wanted more. And I already have 2 of that style of TIE Pilot. Not the original, but the one out of the 4-pack, and then the one from Battlefront. So I'm not hurting for that style right now, whereas I think she's getting harder and harder to come across. Box or no box. But yeah, I love the figure. Super stoked to have her in my collection finally. So it brings me down to 2 more figures out of the main line, not counting exclusives and convention stuff and all that good fun things or whatever. So anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for me for this one. I think I'm gonna get into some Power Rangers next, because I showed off Goldar really quick. So I've got a Goldar, I've got a couple other figures as well that I want to get into before the Phase 2 stuff starts to roll out in Canada. So yeah, so that's going to do it for Leia and Boushh disguise, and for myself, Papa Gord. Comment, share, like, subscribe, all that stuff you guys know always helps out the channel quite a bit. I appreciate any likes and any comments you guys can do for the channel. And yeah, with that being said, I am well over my time I thought I was going to have to do her, but to review this figure. But anyways, guys, as always, thanks for taking the time out. We'll talk to you guys again really soon. Have a good one. Hey.